Welcome you guys to the 412 Homestead. Today we're going to talk to you about the price of groceries and how expensive they are, and also what we are going to do here at the homestead to try to feed ourselves for some cheaper, easy, budget-friendly meals. So we went on a little shopping adventure. We went to Dollar Tree, Walmart, and we looked for some things that we could put into a budget, put together, and have some cheap meals that we could fix throughout the week that we could eat on. So we've got some different things that we bought here, but our meat, and I think this is one meat that is probably overlooked a lot, is chicken quarters. It's the leg and the thigh. It's leg quarters. 10-pound bag we got at Walmart. We got that for $8.72. That is going to be our main meat that we're going to eat this week. We're going to open up this bag and we're going to divide it up. We're going to have it through several different meals this week. We're going to prepare it different ways, and that's what I'm going to show you, some ideas that I come up with that will be easy to fix, and I think it will be cheap, but it will also be good. So we're going to use that chicken as our main meat. Now, the Dollar Tree, we went to the Dollar Tree, and you know, everything there used to be $1. Now it's $1.25. But we found quite a few things there at the Dollar Tree, surprisingly, that we're going to use this week. Let's start off with our meats that I found. I found this little package of ham trimmings, $1.25, back in their cooler section. I bought a bag of beans at Walmart. I should have probably bought them at the Dollar Tree because it would have been $1.25. I had to pay $1.42 for them at Walmart, but I wasn't going back. So we're going to do some beans and cornbread. Got us a pack of corn muffin mix here, 62 cents. You guys, I could remember when you could get 3 boxes of this for $1. That's 62 cents. That's the cheapest I could find it. So, you know, when you make this much beans, you're going to have more than one meal, especially for 2 people. So that's going to feed us for a couple of days. Beans and cornbread. And you know, I have found potatoes. I got the smallest thing, a 5-pound bag of potatoes at Walmart. We could also cut some of those up, cut a couple of those up, have some fried potatoes to go with those beans and cornbread. But this is going to work in several different little dishes that we're going to do this week. This bag was $2.84. That's the cheapest that I could find for 5 pounds of potatoes. But we could have these with, like I said, our beans and cornbread. Another thing that I'm going to use these for, at the Dollar Tree, they had this hot smoked sausage. And one of the things I'm going to do, I found a recipe for some smoked sausage. You do some potatoes cut up, and you're going to add a can of green beans. We might leave the green beans out, but the recipe calls for green beans. But you season it up, oil it up, you bake it in the oven, or you can fry it in your skillet on the stove. Oh man, it looked delicious. You crisp it all up. It looked like it was going to be a good meal. So, you know, this is probably going to feed us for a couple of meals. So what we're doing is just trying to come up with things that, you know, we don't mind eating leftovers, and whatever we can do to help us to not spend all of our money. You work 40 hours a week to buy groceries, and you got to work another 40 hours a week to go buy more groceries, and things just keep getting more expensive and more expensive. Some other things that we found at Dollar Tree, and I thought this was a good little deal, and they're very, very soft. These flour tortillas, they're 10 in a package, $1.25. And I think we're going to use these today. Today is our recipe that we're going to do is some black bean and chicken quesadillas. we're going to fix those up. So that's going to be our recipe for today. But I wanted to show you some of the other things that we did find at the Dollar Tree and give you guys some ideas of things to cook that is pretty cheap. So we're going to use those a little bit later today, but right by the floured tortillas, and I've never tried these before. And if you guys have, if you've got some comments, some ideas about these, hey, drop some comments down and let me know what you think about them. But there was their ultra thin pizza crust, 2 in this one, they're for a personal pan pizza, or there was this one for a big pizza. My ideas was some chicken, maybe some barbecued chicken pizza. Another one I thought of was, I found some Italian style seasoned white. It's ground turkey. It's honeysuckle white. Found that at Walmart. And I might have overpaid for that, but it's $3.74 a roll. So my thinking was I might do a sausage pizza with one of these, maybe half of this roll, just brown it up, and maybe some onion. You guys, 56 cents for the onion. It was 97 cents a pound was the cheapest onion I could find. And I think I paid 57 cents for this onion. So we're going to use that in a couple of different recipes. I may have some peppers in the ice box that I'm going to grab. And you know, another thing for you guys to do is check your stock, check your pantry, check what's in your ice box, dig that stuff out and be using it. Sometimes we get things and we use it once and it sits in the ice box and then it goes bad. But you need to be checking and using them because that's going to help supplement your budget. So, pizza, maybe an Italian sausage pizza. Another thing is burritos. Back to these. Burritos for breakfast. You know, you can brown up some of this sausage, or I have just another thing for you. Bacon flavored Spam. Now you guys might laugh, but this stuff is really good. We like to slice the bacon, yes. We like to slice the Spam up, and we like to take a couple of eggs, scramble them up, do a burrito. There you guys is a pretty cheap meal for breakfast. Just another idea for you. So we could do an Italian sausage egg scramble, or we can do a Spam scramble. Now there are different kinds. This is the 25% less sodium. I seen a hickory smoke. I seen jalapeno. That was all at Walmart. So there's some other ideas for you for breakfast for a cheap, a cheap meal. This was the black beans I got that we're going to use today. We're going to open up that bag of chicken and we're going to divide it out, kind of how we're going to use it in our recipes throughout the week. But I got a can of the black bean, and we're going to drain that, and we're going to chop up our chicken, and we're going to cook that in the skillet, add this and some taco seasoning, and we're going to make us some quesadillas along with the cheese we got at Walmart. I think I paid just a little over $2 for this cheese. So we'll use that in different recipes this week. You can throw it in your burritos that you're going to have for breakfast. We'll probably throw it on our pizzas, little pizzas that we're going to make. So there's some more ideas for you. Now, let's see. I bought a bag of rice. I have not been a very good rice maker, but my husband is a fantastic rice maker. His rice always comes out perfect. So he's been trying to teach me how to make the perfect rice, and I still need to practice, but my idea was we like rice and a meat and then a gravy over the top, and that's another way we're going to do our meal with that chicken is we are going to chop up some chicken, just chunk it up, small bite-sized pieces. We're going to fry it up in the skillet, just actually sear it. We're not going to batter it and all that. We're just going to sear it. We're going to cook us some rice. And then I got, let's see, this one, cream of mushroom soup. I like to do cream of mushroom soup with just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in it, a little bit of milk or water to thin it down, and pour that over. That's a good meal. That's all you need right there. You don't need any sides to go with it. That is a quick, easy meal for you right there. That was 92 cents, and I did get that at Walmart. Another thing I found that you might just want to put in your stash, I got this at Dollar Tree, and it is a shelf-stable milk, $1.25. You can put this on your shelf, and when you have a recipe that you need some milk and you go and your fresh milk is expired, you can always fall back on this. You know, I just picked it up. I may use it in, say when I do our cream of mushroom soup, I may use that. If my other milk is bad, I'll use this, but otherwise I'm just going to put this on my shelf. Some other things I picked up at Dollar Tree for a side is this stuffing mix, and this is a turkey one. We're going to try it. We've not had this brand before, so this is going to be new to us, but you know, I'm just showing you guys some cheap sides that's pretty quick to fix. They have all different kinds of potatoes, instant potatoes. Now, Eric is not a fan of instant potatoes, but you know what? In a pinch, you want some mashed potatoes. These are pretty darn good. And also, the Knorr rice sides. This cheddar broccoli is really good. We like to fix that. And you know, we're going to have chicken legs with those chicken that we're going to cut up, because it's the thigh and the leg. That's what makes up the leg quarter. I usually take those and I cut them in half. So we're going to have some chicken legs and maybe some cheddar broccoli rice, and maybe I don't know, we might not use them green beans in that other and just use it for a side there. Now, another thing that I thought about is I got these at the Dollar Tree. This is the wide egg noodles, and you know, they're pretty quick to cook. You could boil them up. You could also chop up some chicken, sear that in a pan, season it up with different seasonings, and you could also do your mushroom gravy over that with your chicken and your rice. Or if you have some chicken base, you can make you a liquid, maybe thicken it up with some flour and water and make you a gravy to where you can make you some chicken and noodles. That would be really good. Another thing I found, and my sister-in-law has used these before and says they're fantastic. They're by Hungry Jack, and they come in big cartons, but Dollar Tree has them for $1.25. And this is made with 100% real potatoes. It says it's 5 servings in here, and all you have to do, it's hot water, a tablespoon and a half of oil, a skillet and a spatula. And you're going to hydrate these and just brown them up in your skillet, and she says they are great. So when I seen these, I thought, you know what, these would be good maybe in our breakfast scramble, or just maybe as a side to one of the things that we're going to cook this week. But we'll have 10 pounds of chicken for $8.72 that we can use. And one last thing is, you know, you got to have a dessert. So what I did was I found a pie shell at Dollar Tree, and I found these Oreo cookies at the Dollar Tree. Now, I did not think to look for Cool Whip there. I don't know if the Dollar Tree has Cool Whip, and I would have bought a store brand, but they were out. So I had to pay Walmart price of $1.98 for 8 ounces of Cool Whip. And I probably could have just made a pie out of this right here by crushing these up and mixing into my Cool Whip, but I decided I was going to add a box of Jell-O cheesecake, the cheesecake flavoring pudding, and I'm going to mix that in my Cool Whip, and I'm going to crunch up my Oreos, mix in there, and then I'm also going to top it with Oreos. That's going to be our cheap little dessert we're going to have throughout the week. So this is just some ideas for you guys to get your brain going into, hey, you know, things are just getting out there way too expensive, and we have got to cut our spending. And how can we buy things that we can use differently throughout the week to feed a family? You know, it's just Eric and I here, but some of you guys have got, you know, 2, 3, 4 kids that you've got to feed. And I'm just trying to give you ideas of things that you can fix. Just as an example, eggs right now, $4.67 was the cheapest dozen of eggs I could find at Walmart. In my local grocery store, those boxes that have 60 eggs, $36.99, you all. They're $20-some at Walmart. Things are just so expensive. We have got to do something. So I hope this video is going to help you to think about ways that you can feed your family more on a budget. And hey, if you guys don't have to watch your money and you can buy whatever, good for you. But out here, we have got to watch our spending, and we like to eat way too much. So this is all I wanted to show you today. But we're going to make those black bean and chicken burritos, or actually quesadillas. So hang out, we're going to make those for you. All right, the first thing we're going to do to make those black bean and chicken quesadillas is I'm going to use some onion in it. So our onion that I bought, I'm just going to cut it in half. And I'm going to save half of that for something else. I may save a little bit more. We're going to see how much we wind up with, but we just need to get her chopped up. Get our scraps all in a bowl. I'm just going to chop up, and I'm going to cook this with the chicken. Give it a little flavoring. All right. So I'm just going to cut it in small pieces, because we don't need great old big hunks in there, because we're going to cook it down. I'm just going to chop it up just like that. That'll be part of our prep work done. That way when we get over to the skillet, we can work from everything right there. All right. Now the next thing we need to do is you want to drain your black beans. I do. Maybe you wouldn't want to, but I'm going to drain my beans here because I don't want all that juice. So we're just going to dump them in here. I even take my beans over to the sink and I'm going to give them a wash just to clean them up a little bit. All right, now we're going to drag out that chicken and get that cut up. Okay, you guys, we got that 10-pound bag of chicken opened up, and we're fixing to just cut up the amount of chicken that I'm going to need for our quesadillas. I just want to show you one thing for you that maybe haven't cut up a chicken before. I'm going to take the leg off of the thigh here, and right here is a bone joint. If you guys can see that right there, you probably can't, but if you can feel it when you go to cut it, just going to show you. If you'll cut right through there and then bend this over, you can get right through that section. It helped if I would have cut some of that skin off of there. And that's what we're going to do is I'm only going to use the thighs in this. I'm going to save the legs for a different recipe. But what I'm going to do is get this all cut up, get all the skin off, and we'll be back to see you in a minute. All right, you guys, I'm just getting that meat off of this thigh. We're going to just cut it right off the bone. Now, I know I usually do this with chicken breasts, but we are doing thighs because they're cheaper. So what I'm going to do is get all this meat cut off of here. Now, I'm not going to discard this bone. I'm going to boil those bones. They've still got a little meat on them, and we're going to use that broth whenever we make our chicken and noodles, or you know, whatever else we might want to use it for this week. I'm just getting some of the fat trimmed off here, getting most all that meat off of here, and I think that these 2 chicken thighs are going to be enough for Eric and I to have a meal. We'll leave the rest of it for another meal, but I think this meat, by the time we mix it with that can of black beans, that is going to be enough that it will feed us a meal. So we're just going to get this trimmed off, get it cubed up. We're going to go over to the skillet and fry it up. We got our chicken all cut up, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of oil on here. And I'm just going to get this all coated with a little bit of oil. We're going to get our pan heating up, because what we're going to do is we're going to sear this. I'm just going to I'm going to use some garlic powder and some onion powder and some salt and pepper. That's all I'm going to use on it, because we're going to come back with our taco seasoning, and that's going to give us another punch of flavor. Plus, we're also going to have that we're also going to have that onion that we're cooking in here also to flavor it up. So we're just going to give that a mix, head over to our skillet and get this fried up. All right, we got that skillet heated, and we're just going to drop down our chicken in here. We're going to brown that up, try to get a little crispy coat on there from searing it. We're going to drop our onions in there, get them cooked up, and then we'll add our black beans in and our taco seasoning. Let all those flavors marry up, and we'll be about ready to put us a quesadilla together. Our chicken is browning up nicely. I'm going to add some of these onions. I may not add them all, but we're just going to, that's probably plenty. I'll have that much left for something else this week. Just going to give it a big stir. Let that finish cooking. Whoops, he jumped out of the pan. We're going to let that finish cooking, and we'll dump in our black beans. All right, you guys, we got that all cooked up. That looks nice and got some crisp on it. Now, one thing about chicken thighs, it is a more moist than if I would have used chicken breast. That's going to be plenty enough for us, but we're going to make it go farther. We're going to dump in those black beans. We're going to give those a stir. You know, all we're going to do with this is just heat it up so that the beans get nice and warm. We're going to add our taco seasoning. We may have to add a little bit of water. We're not going to do much because we don't want it really runny. Let's go ahead and dump on our taco seasoning. I have to cut him open. Just going to sprinkle some on there. We may not need the whole packet. You guys, this is why I say use your stuff out of your pantry. I did not buy this, and this has been in my pantry for a bit, and it's getting a little bit packed up a little hard, so I don't want it to go to waste, and I'm sure you don't want your stuff to go to waste either, so check in your inventory, see what you got, see what you need to use up, make your meals around that. I think I'm going to add just a tad bit of water to that. Yeah, and we'll let that cook off. By that time, those beans ought to be nice and warm. And then we're going to cook our, well, actually I might make them in half quesadillas, or heck, we may use full ones, but we'll see when we get done. But we're just going to let this warm up. Then we're going to fill our flour tortillas full and make us some quesadillas. All right, you guys, we're ready to build that quesadilla. We're going to start off by putting our flour tortilla down. We are going to scoop us some, I'm going to get a different something to use here. Scoop that in. We're just going to kind of put that all the way out to the edge there. And then we're going to top that with some of our shredded cheese. And we're going to put a lid on it. And we're going to have to make sure that we don't burn it there. So we're about ready to flip. So we're going to try to do this without throwing it all over the place. We're going to let that cheese melt. And then we're going to serve it up on our platter. We're going to cut that in some wedges. We're going to serve that with some sour cream or some salsa. If you guys had some green onions, that would be good. We're going to let that brown up a little bit more. And then we're going to cut it in some wedges and it'll be ready to serve. All right, you guys, we got that all cooked up. I want to remind you guys, if you're liking our videos, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, we ask you to subscribe to our channel. We are so close. We are so close to getting the amount of subscribers we need. We still need the watch hours. We appreciate all of those nice comments we're getting, but we sure need your help, so just hit that like and subscribe. And we are getting ready to serve these up. These are black bean and chicken quesadillas. We're going to serve those up with some sour cream and some paste pecani sauce, or whatever your preference is. We're just going to plate that up about like that right there. Put you a little pecani sauce on there. You can dip it in whatever your choice is. But you guys, that's what we got right there. Some black bean and chicken and cheese quesadillas. Those we used about two chicken thighs. I saved the bones because we're going to boil them up for something else. A can of black beans and about 1/4 cup of shredded cheese and about 1/2 packet of taco seasoning. We did season that meat up with onion powder, garlic powder, some salt and pepper. That's all there was to it, you guys. It was easy, easy. Part Dollar Tree, part Walmart. Easy as you can get, but a cheap, good meal to fill your belly. So you guys, we appreciate you stopping by the 412 Homestead. This is, we're doing probably 5 meals, 5 nights. So this is the first video that we're doing. So I hope you guys will check us back tomorrow night because we're going to have another meal. We're going to use some more of that chicken up. Remember, 10 pounds of chicken all week long. We're going to get that used up and come back and see what we make tomorrow night. Till we see you again, God bless you all.